Hi everyone, it's Simon from Higher Plane Games with a review of Insane Robots. This turn-based roguelike strategy game is available for PS4, Xbox One and PC, and I've been playing it for a couple of weeks now, really enjoying the simple to understand but difficult to master gameplay mechanics. So I thought it'd be worthwhile shouting out a review because I think some of you might enjoy this one too. Insane Robots lets you control robots and their circuitry to take them into battle with other robots for the battle of survival of the fittest. Each robot circuitry boils down to 5 key circuits that you then need to place batteries into to charge them up and make them basically as powerful as they can be. You'll have 2 circuits to attack with, 2 to defend with, and 1 for special moves or special circumstances, or it can be transferred into like a boost for attack and defense, or both. The crux of the gameplay is that you need to have battery life, which is charged up by the cards that are dealt to you every round, between 1 and 5 battery points. You need to have both attack charged to be able to attack, and both defense circuits charged to be able to defend. Otherwise, you're opening yourselves to own goals. So, if say you've got 3 defense and a 0 defense, your defense isn't going to work, and so when someone sends a 5 attack over, it's going to go past your defenses and straight into your robot and take 5 health off your robot. However, if you've got a 1 defense in one thing and a 2 defense in another, then your defenses are online because both circuits are filled, and so if someone sends over a 5 attack, it will absorb 3 from the defense, but it will only take 2 health off of your robot. The other crux of the gameplay is that if say you have 5 defense and you've got 2 and 3, and someone sends over 4 damage, it will actually repel all of the damage away and not take away any damage from your defences. So your defences will stay at 5 because the damage hasn't overhauled all of your defences. Your defences get to stay. What this means is that once you've laid down your defences and your attacks, the game quickly turns into a power play mode. So, alongside the green and red cards that come out for defense and attack are pink ones, and they often have things like locking down of circuitry, swapping circuitry with other players, randomly changing the numerical value of the battery in a circuit, swapping around all 4 circuits with each other. There's loads and loads and loads of different ones, and as you go through the career mode of the game, it continues to unlock more of them, and you start to rely on these to kind of help turn the tide, because you can set up a really strong attack and then use the pink cards to then weaken someone's defences so that you can overhaul them and kind of do a combo of the two to get yourself over the line and win. That's all works together really nicely, and the way how the one-on-one battles are paced is quite interesting as well. You'll see on the bottom left hand side that there's an energy counter, and after each turn it goes up 1. So in the first turn of each you have 1 unit of energy, so it lets you do just 1 action. Next time round it's 2. That could mean that you could do 2 small actions, or it might mean that you've got a good card and you can do 1 big action. The third time round you'll have 3 energy, and it takes 3 energy to attack someone, so it might mean that you've already lined up the 2 attacks and your opponent hasn't lined up their defences, and you might be able to sneak in a quick attack early on and get the advantage. Then it gets to 4, and then you can start thinking about, do I want to pull out extra cards so that I've got more things to play with? Do I want to start comboing and merging cards together so that they become stronger? Do I want to start swapping cards around with other people so that I can build up a certain layer of stuff? And then it goes all the way up to having up to 7 or 8 different energy tokens, which means that you can have a real good run of mucking up someone's day and then stinging in an attack. And what that means is that the battles usually stay between 5 to 10 minutes per battle, never more than 10 minutes. I've never had a battle go on that long, and it means that the gameplay is actually quite concise and really slimmed down to the bare mechanics, which means that it's simple to understand, quick to get through, but also quite brutal in mistakes as well, because it's quite difficult to pull yourself back from that. There are some other types of cards that get introduced as well, such as direct damage cards, cards that give you extra currency, and in particular when you come across them, the augmentation ones that might give you an extra 5 damage or an extra 5 attack, and they can really be like your secret squirrels as well, so it all plays out really nicely. Now, it's not just the one-on-one battles that take place in Insane Robots. When you're playing in career mode and in tournaments, you also have an overworld map to wander around with you and 5 other robots based in the tournament. Now, when you run into each other, that's what instigates the battle, but it's the terrain that you run into each other on can also change the tide of the battle. So say if you're in a forest and the other person is out in the open, your defence tokens and your defence batteries will be slightly higher charged than your opponents because you were in a defensive position when you came out. If you was on a mountain, for example, you might get some defence, but you'll also get some attack as well, because you're higher up, therefore you can have the lay of the land and you've got more of an attack advantage. There are other things as well, like the fog of war, which means that people will get less cards. Other augmentations as well take place, so that you might have to traverse through poor terrain, or like acid clouds, which will then take away your health. And the way how the career mode works is that you might go from map to map to map, and you're carrying the same amount of health across all of these battles. There are shops out there as well, which help you replenish your health. But the shops and the currency that's involved with the game is more about trying to augment the robot that you own into your own playstyle. So not only do you get to play about mucking around with circuits in the actual one-on-one battles, on the overworld map the shops let you buy and install extra buffs essentially for your robot. That could be increasing your overall health, it could be making sure that one of your attack or defense batteries start the match charged. It could be that you actually will need some buffs so that you can move around maps easier, so that you can say climb mountains with ease, so that if you spy someone who's at the edge of the mountains but isn't quite on it, and you can traverse that mountain and get to them and therefore get that play advantage on the overworld. That could be an augmentation that you go for as well. All of these cost currency. You get the currency by winning the battles in the game itself. It's a real nice extra layer of strategy on top of what you've already got in terms of the battles. The AI works really well in terms of providing a good battle for you. I've had very few battles with other human beings online, but those who do get the rules and regulations of Insane Robots wipe the floor with me. And I'm quite impressed in how they do it as well. So the same rules are out there for everyone. Yes, there is luck because you are randomly drawing cards to then put into your slots, but you've still got to have the strategy to pull it off. So yeah, really impressed. Insane Robots out now. It's a fun little game. I think it will do well for people when you're playing locally on a one-on-one. Probably going to lose some friendships over it. But yeah, thumbs up from me. Really enjoyable. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
This channel is just one of my many projects that cover games, music and film. If you enjoy any of these and would consider supporting me to develop further in the future, you can do so by visiting patreon.com/Satorimon. Thank you for your time and for watching the video.